A major turning point in the COVID-19 pandemic. Thanks for joining me for this News Now update. I'm Abby Tedros. Children between the ages of 5 and 11 now have access to the COVID-19 vaccine after the FDA and CDC gave the green light to the Pfizer shot. But according to the Kaiser Family Foundation, only 27% of parents will vaccinate their kids right away. 33% will wait and see, and 30% say it's not happening. And even families who do want to get vaccinated have another challenge to deal with, the fear of needles. So joining me now to talk about a new program that helps with that process, reducing the anxiety and fear, Dr. Jody Thomas with the Meg Foundation, a pediatric psychologist, and you came up with a special chat box for children.
It's called Super Meg. So our mission is all about trying to empower kids and families to prevent pain and medical anxiety. So seems pretty relevant right now. And the Super Meg project, we actually have two different products. One's for the caregiver and parent, and the other one is for kids. And Super Meg walks kids through all the different pain management strategies that should be being used for kids, like distraction, topical anesthetic, vibration, which is a fantastic one for actually preventing that pain signal, and literally puts the power where it belongs in the hands of the child. Because we know the more choices they have, the more powerful they feel, and we all feel better when we have power and control.
Jody, can you talk about that a little more? I was looking at your research, and one line that stood out to me, you mentioned that the source of pain lies in the brain. What do you mean by that?
So in order to have a pain experience, that signal from our body actually has to reach our brain. And we all know that our focus of attention totally has everything to do with our pain experience, because we've all had that experience where at the end of the day, there's a bruise, we have no idea where it came from. And that means we were so busy focusing on something else that we didn't even notice that there was this little injury. And we can leverage that same power when we're talking about medical procedures. And when we choose our focus and control, where we're playing that game, this is not the time to restrict screens, and we're super into our toy or a game, we literally change the way we process that pain signal, because again, that pain happens in our brain.
The more power you give a child, the less the experience is traumatizing. What are some other techniques that you think would help in the process of getting a shot?
Well, the number one that is incredibly underused is topical anesthetic, numbing cream. People always are blown away when we talk about this with them. And it's available over the counter. You can get it from your doctor, but putting it on the skin about a half hour before or an hour, depending on the product. So you put that on at home. Not only does it actually numb the skin for that poke so they don't have to feel it, but it also means that these kids feel like we're actively doing something, and that really helps keep the anxiety and freak out at bay.
What can doctors do in this process to ease that anxiety?
Well, I think the best thing we can do is to validate it and offer them tools and things to do. So the worst thing we can do is kind of shame kids and being like, you're too big for this, or you shouldn't be freaking out this much, or it's no big deal, because that really ramps it up. The other really powerful thing we can do is encourage parents to do what we call comfort positioning. Kids should never be held down for medical procedures. But when we allow kids to sit upright, there's different positions. We have guides on our website where parents can actually hold children, hug them. So we're keeping them safe and calm for their procedure, but we're also comforting and calming them, because our physical presence is actually really calming. Just why it's important for us as parents to keep our own stress under control, because that's a huge predictor of the kids' distress. It's a tall order, but we can do it.
And Dr. Thomas, not only are children dealing with the fear of needles, but with the COVID-19 vaccine, you have to deal with 2 shots.
Yes. So that's one of the reasons why creating that really good, empowering experience that frankly we want for every kid around every needle poke. But it becomes really important here, because unlike that poke where we might say at the end to kids, oh, it's fine, we don't have to do this again for a really long time. With this one, we will be back just a few weeks later. And we want to make sure that both those experiences can be really good ones. So that's where the Super Meg chatbot and our tools really come in, is facilitating and really helping parents guide into making that plan ahead of time. Let everyone go in feeling good and prepared.
Preparation is key. Dr. Jody Thomas, thank you for your time.